And the idea of the mezuzah is actually to set an intention before we enter our home or we even enter the room. And we could be like, yes, I want to bring more uh, presence and more holiness into the ordinary, bring more cheshvan energy into my year. So um, we could harness having more emunah, more faith, emunah, right, in Hashem, which is really at the core of everything, having faith. So to be aware of that and to invite that into our sphere of possibilities, to invite the miraculous. This is really what tzaddikim do. When we light candles, with oil, a yortzeit candle or little candles, it just it just reminds us light from darkness, reminds us of the power of our soul, emunah.
So I know this is not the time, but like, could we sometime talk about what that light was?
And basically it's a month where there are trials and tribulations. So discipline is from the internal level, which by the way is the energy of Rosh Hashanah, really. While things are happening here, let's co-create them from the inside out, where your inner world is stronger.
But that also came from an internal desire within me that I know that not everybody has, and I'm okay with that.
Like some of my kids are like, yeah, but from what I've gathered, okay, so he's a Christian and God-believing Christian. When I saw that, and it's something that I think needs to be really pronounced, is that do we go back to our faith, and can we go back to faith? What you're experiencing now, what we're all experiencing now, Marcy, and what you're saying is something that Abraham went through. So we're talking about like heaviness that seems to be heavy now, but like think about what Abraham did. I think going back to the stories of the Tanakh, going back to the stories of the Torah, and not just learning them as like, oh, that's nice. It's like, but can we go back to, I mean, in Christians call it, and go back to the scriptures and go back to, obviously we only believe in the Old Testament and the Tanakh, right? Not the reality outside, but the reality becomes the reality inside, and the reality becomes the reality that stems from the Torah. But I'm saying, do we make that more of a thing in our lives than actually setting times to learn, like Torah study? It's like holding like an oxygen mask, like on you, because like if you're gonna go outside without that oxygen, then you're not gonna be able to affect it, and can we? So I was able to do that, and I felt like I was able to do that um, because I wanted I don't live in America, so I don't know if I'd be able to do that long term per se or in that particular context, but whatever that means. So it's only because we live in an internal state of darkness that we see separation and darkness within in the world and with others. Like for me, it was like, why do I see the other? Like, what does the other mean? So what stops me, not saying that I do this all the time, but what stops me from smiling to a complete stranger? There is no separation because God is the truest, the strongest force that there is beyond all the current events, the possibilities that are there, things that are happening. So faith outshines the anxiety and the trepidation that we have in embracing the outside. You would like even say hello to, and you're like, no, I love all of creation because I am love, because I'm a portion of God. And again, it's not coming from like a kumbaya, like hippy dippy kind of a place. which is easy to talk about. This is the work that we're doing, the work of Kabbalah, the work of studying, the work of not just studying intellectually, but it's really embodying this, wherever we are, that we are.
When I see different faiths or whatever at an airport or walking around, like I want to hug them. And yes, of us, and my ability to trust them is difficult because they don't feel the same way.
And listen, we live here in Israel and interact with Arabs, and but I have to tell you something. And the embassy sent my passport to like an Arab village, like right outside of Ramallah. So we come to this road where it seems like that's where the place is, and we see like there's no embassy-like area there to pick up anything. And she looks at me, I look visibly Jewish, like, proudly Jewish, like and she looks at me and she's like, "Da, da, da, da," and she wants to help me. And it was like this random place that was like the Belgium embassy satellite that had packages, and oh, it's right there. And maybe if I'm able to see past it, and I could be the one that brings peace and love first, shalom, right? So I'm not expecting them necessarily, but me being more God conscious, peace conscious, unity conscious. From my perspective, this is something, regardless of what they're going to react, what they're going to be saying. And so wherever they go, they feel like bullying, that they're being bullied, or someone may bully them, or they may look at someone that is going to potentially harm them.
It's, when you see what's going, especially where you live, like that's why I don't know if I can move to Israel, because I'm on high alert constantly, especially with all the Arabs and everything.
And would drive the heck away. Because as you're driving there and you just see Arab signs like all over, like there is like a kind of like a, something that you feel. It's really, again, it's to go into the practical, to go into our Harlem situations or our Arab village, whatever that means. It could be like, whatever that means to you, like to us. Can we go into that Arab village in our lives and be like, I believe that everything is cool. I've got this, mind over matter, and that
Right.
that there's a truer reality, of that's there, something
Yeah.
that goes through all of humanity, that we are here to really bring out.
What helps me is just to remember that all of us are created in the image of God.
When we go to a culture which is so woke and so just indifferent and so disconnected, then life doesn't matter.
I try to have the mindset that nothing or nobody can harm me unless Hashem approves of it, and it's for my best. If something's meant to be, but I have that amuna that you love me, and it's gamzu latova.
But a higher level than that is knowing that it will be good. So our power of thought of it will be good, then it will be good. But here we're saying it's a one up on that, of saying I'm thinking that it will be good. So then that the only possibility is that it will be good, and I know that it will be good. So I'm thinking that it will be good. That creates the reality for it to be good.
Or you imagine yourself like walking out of that place healthy, and you have what you need. Like your imagination that
The
feel
Arab there.
that you're walking out, you accomplish what you need to, and you're safe.
Like as a community where we could look at each other and we could say, yes, we could do this, because when we're on our own, when we don't trust our light enough, we say, oh, what am I? That's trying to like change the world and whatnot, but like we're doing it.